Hello, gorgeous shining soul. Welcome to the Earth and I YouTube channel. My name is Shayna, and this is a place where we let it flow. I'm very conscious of the spaces that I tap into and the ideas that I'm called to speak upon, not just for self, but for the collective. So I'm extremely grateful that you found this video. And I also want to say hi to my Earth and I fam. I love this space. I love all of you and this little community that we have. Today's video is going to center around uncertainty, and we're going to attack it from a couple different angles and birth some new perspectives and hopefully allow you to walk away with this with empowerment in walking to those unknown aspects of yourself, of your life, and explore them courageously. So with that, we're going to flow right into this. Uncertainty is one of the most powerful parts of life. It is that raw exploration that we all crave, and it can manifest in a wide variety of ways. And our relationship to this uncertainty has a correlation to our relationship with growth and with change. And this uncertainty isn't always tangible. It's not always about material. Many a times it appears as opportunities, and it's almost like there's a way for us to step into something completely new. And then we check in with ourselves and we can feel resistance. We can feel fear. We can feel a variety of emotions. And with our consciousness, we get to decide what direction we're going to step towards. So, as a foundation, uncertainty can be almost defined or understood as places of unknowing, no guarantees. And we all kind of have a system within us that runs as familiarity as our basis. And when we can incorporate little uncertainties here and there, subtle changes to our routines, new decisions, we get more and more comfortable with exploring every corner of the universe, every part of our life. Now, I want to address a couple of overarching issues that may linger when it comes to uncertainty with your life. No guaranteed money, maybe. No guaranteed security, whatever that may be. No guaranteed structure. And pondering those is absolutely stunning because it gives us the opportunity to root those things in God. Put all of our trust in that God will provide those things, even if it's just at the last moment possible. The more comfort that we can have, that we can create, that we can cultivate with that mystery of God's creation. And understanding that we are innately called into uncertain mysteries, unknown places, and that the more that we resist, that kind of builds up this separation in our life, and it can cause karmic patterns to repeat, cycles to repeat of maybe scarcity because we aren't willing to step beyond our known circumstances, even though our greatest rewards linger there. That is a beautiful, beautiful part of knowing. Whatever you truly, truly want, we have to recognize what stands between us and that actualizing is immense uncertainty, mystery. And we get to break it down and take it one step at a time. We can get ourselves so worked up because of the fear that comes from the uncertainty of this variety of emotions, this variety of thoughts that are doing everything to try to keep us where we are. But one step at a time, we can maneuver through that almost darkness it can take on to actualize and to get where we know we're bound to go. Changes in life happen all the time. It's almost a matter of how much we're willing to participate with the change. It's like it's happening right in front of us, and we can be equally as much an observer as we are a participant. And that calls higher consciousness. We don't have to get whisked away in unknown, but we can go with it while consciously recognizing how this is benefiting us on our journey. It can almost be our knee-jerk reaction to kind of stay safe. And that's fair. It really is. And give yourself that grace and understanding that, yes, I know why part of me wants to stay where I'm comfortable, where things are familiar, where it's kind of predictable and known, but also aligning with what is real, what is destined, and trusting that over everything, allowing those two to mesh lovingly and not building resistance to one way or another, and allowing your divine guidance to take you in and out of these realms and obtaining the knowledge and the wisdom that you need to really move forward in fullness. Because the reality is that all of this is already happening. It's just a matter of, as a conscious being, how much we're participating, how much we're opening ourselves up to the fullness of the experience. So let's talk about it on kind of a personal level of becoming that true version of yourself. First, let's acknowledge the fact that that real version of you, that abundant version of you, that full version of you already exists. It's here. What we're going to do is we're going to take actionable steps and make conscious choices to reveal more of that in our lives. And how we do that is by doing things we've never done before, because we've never been that version fully in this life. We have signs, we have aspects of our lives that point to that version, but it's a matter of really actualizing it. And what that requires us to do is to explore places we've never been, to actualize potential that has been asleep within us almost. And we're waking up this whole new version of ourselves, and it would make sense that we have to go to new places, we have to take new chances, we have to embrace new risks. And a beautiful part of that is that our reward comes in mysterious ways as well, because we always get rewarded for our efforts. Is it a good or a bad reward? Is it an uplifting or a degrading reward? You know, that's a matter of the decisions, of the energy that we're working with. Giving ourselves that backbone realizes we're already working in this plane. We're just trying to elevate the way that we are moving through it. So with that version of ourselves, sometimes things come to a head, and that's not always ideal, where we kind of have to make a this or that decision, but you can always step back and see the bigger picture and allow yourself to just fluidly be guided in one direction, in one certain direction, and commit to it. Whatever this vision that you have for yourself in your head, that is destined. You know when it's real and it's destined, because you can't really cling on to it. You can't control the way that it happens as much as you try to. And maybe if you're like me, you've experienced that, where you try so hard to make certain things happen at certain times, or this or that. But where the real juice comes from is when you sit back, surrender, come to your soul center, and move from that point, one moment at a time, with the given circumstances. And the beauty in that is that you're building trust with yourself to get there on time. There's no rush. You're going to get there on time by handling what's in front of you. And that can change at the drop of a hat. So another gorgeous thing is detachment. And that kind of plays into this, because even though you have this beautiful vision in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, you can't attach yourself to it. And the reason why is because it's something that you're becoming. It's not something that you're going to possess. It's something that you're becoming. It's active, it's fluid, and it's alive. And the thing about that is that it unfolds. It's a process. And the beauty of that process is that we get to be there. We get to witness it every step of the way. Through our uncertainty, the way that we navigate our uncertainty will manifest in what happens when we come out of that uncertain period of time. Staying loyal to your journey and remembering why you began it in the first place, that will always bring you home. That will always show you the light. we are thrown these circumstances where it's like I can only see what's right in front of me. That's a great way to understand uncertainty as well, is where you're kind of walking through life and you can't focus on anything else because you need to be here right now. That's all you can see. And of course, you can reach away and you can do your best to avoid that. But the only way to move forward is to really look at what you have in front of you in the now and to proceed the way your highest self proceeds. Your highest self, it's already active within you. It's just a matter of acting from that place, choosing from that place. And the thing about our highest self is that it doesn't function in memorized pattern. It doesn't function from fear. It doesn't function from scarcity. It doesn't really know those things. Part of us knows those things, and it's a matter of guiding that into that highest timeline in whatever way feels best for all of you, not just one part of you. And our highest self wants to nurture and nourish every part of us, but it can only do that if we're letting it call the shots, letting it lead us, not acting from those lower places. Embracing the uncertainty in our life, that is the greatest skill I believe one can ever have. Because regardless, we're going to move past it. It's going to become part of the past. But what we do right now is what matters most. And I'm going to pull back a point that I was flowing with a little bit ago about how what you choose in those moments of uncertainty is going to what meets you at the end of the journey. So let's say that, life is going on and you come to this spot in your life where everything feels uncertain. Yet you have this light within you that's guiding you to a certain place. And you get so overwhelmed, it's like you enter this space of darkness. And in that space, you are faced with decisions, you are faced with choices. And where you're making those choices from, that's what you're going to see when you exit that period of darkness. That's what's going to meet you when you move through the darkness. So there's a lot of options there. You can be acting from your highest soul self. That doesn't mean all the time, but for the most part, you're acting from your highest good. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're choosing the easy way out, that you're choosing what's going to provide you security in the now. You're choosing something that's almost just illuminating your life. And when you get through that period of uncertainty, you're going to be matched with the fruits of those decisions from your highest self. Now, when you're going through there, if you start making decisions based on your past, based on your thoughts that are just trying to keep you safe, you're going to be met with that outcome when you exit the uncertainty, which many a times is the same energy that you entered into the darkness with. And that's not the point of God presenting you that dark period. The point is that you show God that I am acting on your behalf. I am doing this for the highest good of my life experience and all those around me. And it requires sacrifice. It requires engaging with the uncertainty, opening your heart to the uncertainty rather than wilting away from it in a way, no matter how safe that might feel, no matter how scary that might feel. And it's about those rooted trusts that we have, those real commitments that we have in our life. And just taking accountability as they come up. That's as gorgeous as, writing everything out and trying to have everything figured out. And it really does come down to finding what works best for you, especially in those periods. And we never know when that is going to come up in our lives. Everything can be perfectly aligned. The stars can be aligned. Everything can be in our highest good. But when we have those tests almost, that is really when our soul gets to shine. When we get to give it up to that highest vibration that we know, and it just expands from there. It grows. Energy flows where attention goes. So wherever we're going to put our attention on, especially I'm talking in these periods of dark uncertainty, of questions, of fear, if we can find the inner strength to put our attention on our highest vision, on our highest desire and commitments, energy inevitably flows there. And it takes a little bit for it to actualize. It actualizes on its own terms. But again, having that commitment to seeing it through, inevitably you get matched by it. That kind of stuff, it's inevitable. It is inevitable. And I think that we sometimes attain this mindset, well, it's so far-fetched, this real version of who I'm becoming. It's so out there, but no, it's very natural. It's very, very natural. We've just become conditioned to kind of these loops of existence that we familiarized and that we've deemed as our identity, when it's just as possible to shift that over and to follow this natural track that's been paved for us, that's been, planted within us, and to nourish that seed and that flower in a brand new way, in a whole new way, in a fully raw and present way. So I hope that you embrace every ounce of your uncertainty in life and that you move through it with your highest consciousness. Do the things that you need to do to make the greatest decision for your forefront, and follow that divine guidance. Even if it feels like you're going to lose it all, you will be given everything in those moments. It is that willingness to sacrifice, it is that willingness to kind of let God bring you into shambles to build you anew again, and you never know how great it's going to be. You really never know. And just remember the laws of life. You will receive what you match. You will become what you commit to, what you truly desire. And wherever you are in life, whether you're in an uncertainty right now, or you're in a place of real certainty, inevitably we're all going to be there at some point. And it's just a matter of really gearing up for that. And even when it feels like it's so unknown, it's so scary, soul is always there. Your soul center will support every part of you, every ounce of you. And that light is going to be felt not just by you, by all those that you love and all those around you. Well, that wraps up our flow today, my gorgeous beings. Thank you for being here as always. I'd love to hear from you in the comments, and I would love for you to subscribe and join the fam here at the Earth and I, connect on other platforms. And if you are interested in having me write a personalized story for you, check out my website. And if you have any questions on that, you can reach out to me directly as well. All right, until next time, my loves, highest vibes to you.